Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video we're going to start working on our throw mechanics. So with that said, let's code this. Alright, so let's just get started. And the first thing I want to show you guys, the only thing that I did to save time, I added our throwing frames over here to our animation pointers so you can actually change the animation. So let's do that. Excuse me. And the second thing that I want to do, let's come up here. Over here, and let's create our move vertical frame over here. Let's create our throwing frame over here. Oh, this is for players 1. Actually, I'm only gonna work with player 0 because this might be a big video, so just player 0 for now. Probably just do the rest for player 1 and upload it to GitHub. So let's say throwing frame player 0, and this is from the values 7 to 9. 7 to 9. Let me save this. Come over here, down here. 7, 8, 9. As you see over here, I also changed the comment section over here so you can see 7, 8, 9. So everything is working. Well, let's make sure. Okay, it's working. And now, as you see, the ball is stuck to the player. If you remember from the first design video that I made, as soon as I want the player, as soon as he hit the ball, to remain still, and the only thing that he can do is actually throw the ball. So let's focus on throwing the ball, or the whole thing, throwing the ball, remaining still, and throwing. So let's come over here. And that's something that I noticed. I want to keep the Y register to 0, since there's a lot of times I come here to the code and I see this 0, store FF or 0 over here. Since there's a lot of time I'm gonna need the 0, I'm just gonna reserve this Y to 0, because the only time I'm really gonna use it, gonna actually need it, is when you get your 2-line kernel. So for now, for this whole overscan part of the code, I'm just gonna keep Y to 0 over here. So mainly I just need to do some quick changes here and here. So for example, this instead of A, oh, this can be, doesn't matter for the vsync. Oh, actually matters. It's not wsync. Okay, store Y. There it is. So in here, just do this X. Here it is. So let's get to the main part of the video, which is our come here to the input. I'm gonna check if player 0 has ball. It's pretty much like the previous video. So bit collision player 0. Player 0, here it is. And then we're gonna branch overflow set. Let's call B0 has ball. Let me copy this and paste it over here. And if you notice, I'm not using any masking, simply because, let me just assemble this. Here it is. Is our processor status. And as soon as you do the bit value comparison to this register place, it's gonna change the value for the processor status. Excuse me. And the first one is the negative or the sign number. And if it's a negative value, from the value 80 hex and upwards, and 80 hex and lower, that's a positive value. So if this is set to 1, it's a negative value. If set to 0, it's a positive value. So this is a sign and unsigned number, if you will. And the same thing is for this overflow. If it's to 1, overflow is set. If it's to 0, overflow is clear. So it matters because you have over here, the first one is 0 to playfield, player 0 to playfield, first one, and the second one, player 0 to ball. So you check in player 0 to ball. So does he have the ball? Come over here. Otherwise, come over here to player 0 input, because down here, input, because we have over here, oh, even down. Player 1 input. Here it is. This is going to show. So I already have a player 1 input. I might as well have a player 0 input and keep everything the same. So if you don't jump to player 1 or player 0 input. Save this. Quick comment. Check if player 0 has ball. Alright. Oh, here it is. And now you're gonna check if he actually has the ball. So if he does has the ball, come over here and let's just check if he has press the big red button on your joystick. So to do that, this is a quickly do input 4. Right over here, input 4. Red input, trigger 0. And this is only gonna affect the most significant bit over here. Let me show you guys. Let me save this. Let me assemble. Here's input output. Here it is. Here's an input 4. Let's see, every frame is a value higher than 80. So that's not firing. So if I were to if I keep pressing the red button over here, so you get a lower value than 80. So if it's 0, we press the joystick. So that's what you're doing. So if it's 0, it's a pinch on plus. Let's say P0 throw has let's say P0 can even throw. Here it is, P0 throw over here. So here he has to throw because he pressed the button over here. And now it's over here. So for now, let me just come over here and copy this upright because I don't need this. I'm gonna need this down right. And I'm gonna need it right. Of course, with the right, I don't need. I can pretty much do a. No, actually, let me assemble over here. Actually, let me just rename this real quick. So the throw right, throw. So let's create these labels over here so I can actually assemble. And this one as well. Let me save this now. Let me see if I can assemble. Oh, here it is. Here's our input. If I press right. Oops. Let me keep going. So this is set to 1. So branch on negative. So let me clear this. So bit branch on minus. Here it is. So I could do that. Let me come over here. Well, let's skip that branch on minus. It's fine. So we got that part. And right throwing. Throwing movement. Keeps misspelling throwing. Alright, so we got all of that part down. Let me assemble over here. Nothing bad happens. Come down here. How are we doing over here? Let's start Y since our value to ball velocity Y, so it doesn't go up and down. Let's load a value, let's say 2, and store that to ball velocity X. So we got all that part down. And let's do something. Let's load a ball X. Add if carry. Scene 8. Store that to ball X. Hey guys, so I went ahead and coded the rest of the code because I finished most of it, and I noticed that the video is getting exceptionally high on time. I was going over an hour plus an hour and 20 minute plus. So I just decided just to code this, all the rest of this, and just go over what I did. And the first thing I noticed, the first thing I did over here is actually I just set the ball so that the player, when he actually comes over here and grab the ball, it's not gonna be stuck on his head or whatnot. It's just gonna be like stuck on his hand, something like that. So that's the only part that I did here. So I load the position X, subtract 2, and the same thing with Y. And the player 1, I added and subtracted that part. So it's all over here. So that's a pretty easy part. Let me say what I have over here. I'll come all the way to the top and show you that I reserved 2 more spaces. So I created this is player 0 throwing and it's player 1. So all I'm doing here, I'm loading this value. It is, if it is 0, the 0 flag is going to be set. Otherwise, the zero flag is going to be off. So I'm doing this is as a Boolean variable over here. And here I have player 0 has to throw and player 1 has to throw. So let me roll this over here. And the only reason why I'm doing this, like say for example that if I scored and I'm holding the bar forever, I'm pretty much won. So I give it a small timer over here. As you see, the player is going to actually throw the ball as soon as that timer goes over. So let me close this. So I got all that all set. So let's just review the code that I put. Like I said, I already put most of the code from 10 minutes is the same thing. Just this extra stuff over here. So here's the same thing. Here I put the player input over here because I don't want to. I'm gonna be the same thing down below, and on the player I want you to start right over here instead of the controllers. So I put player 1 controller over here. I could have put player 1 input controller, but it's fine. So here it is. I just load this value of 0 so it can demonstrate. But once I'm done with the video, I'm just gonna remove the 0 and start Y like I had over here. So it can save some time of it as well. So here I'm reflecting the player 0, meaning that whenever I had it before, if the player was running, the player is going to stuck with that animation from the left. But since it will be something like stuck, but since I set this to 0, I mean if I remove it, oops, it's going to be easier to show. This I don't think I had this 2 over here, so let me come over here and just to show you guys. So I had to pick this. Oh, I missed the ball. Let me try one more time. See, it's stuck over there. So that's why I had this reflect player 0, and this is the start to player 0 frame, the value of 0 over here, and that all this is doing is pretty much just setting the sprite of the player just to be the first idle one, the first frame. So that's what I'm doing. Let's just frame. Let me save this. So that's what it's doing. Here is the player 0 has to throw. That's our timer. So as you see, I'm incrementing it every time. It already starts at 0 since we have the clean start over here. Everything starts at 0. And then this is the Boolean variable that we have. So load this value. If it is 0, skip this. If it's not equal 0, just jump to this throw part. So all of this is ignored since because we're in the throwing motion. We began the throwing motion. But let's skip the part for now. Let's say we do not start the throwing motion. Then it's going to come over here and check if you put this input 4. If you click the throw button, if it does, just come here to throw. So as you see, to come over here, this is throwing motion. I had to press the input, the input button from our joystick prior to this to come over here. So that's the part. And here it is. If I didn't press anything, we're just gonna load our value to player 0 has to throw. I'm gonna compare if I value to 40, which is like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Remember that I'm just incrementing once every frame. So every 60 frames is a second. So I have this value to 40. And here I'm doing branch. If it's higher than this level, just go to throw slow over here. And you see it resets the value to has to throw to 0. So we got that. If nothing else happens, we're gonna jump to input 1, which should be on the top over here. So pretty much the same thing. So that's the main part of this code over here. So here it is, the throw part. So if you're in the action of throwing, it's going to come over here, or if you did press the button, it's going to come over here. And I'll have over here is loading is player 0 throwing. So I'm doing the same thing, and it's going to branch here to check sprite frame. So let me go down here. Here's the same code as we had before, the inputs and so forth. This is the same thing as before. The only thing I'm doing over here is jump into this check sprite frame over here all the time, all of this. And here's the same thing that I had on the prior to this video over here. You saw I actually just had this 0 over here. So this is has to throw is 0. And my ball velocity is 0, so it doesn't go up and down. Here it's such a 2. And I'm also incrementing player 0 is throwing, so it's not 0 for whatever reason. So if I come over here, I have incremented has to throw over here, but there's no incrementing is throwing, because as soon as we hit the button over here, it's gonna come over here as an increment that value over there. So we're starting a throwing motion. Since we're starting throwing motion, increment that boolean. So all we're doing is like turning this boolean to true if you're coming from a higher programming language. That's how we have it over here. So the exact same thing happens over here, just different values. And the same thing over here as well when the throws low. So is player 0 throwing. All we're doing over here is pretty much doing all of this, so you have our sprite animations over here. So here the first thing that we have is our sprite frame over here, and you're gonna load the frame counter. If you come over here under a macro over here and come over here, we have our frame counter over here. We store those values. Where was I? Right over here. Compare the value 9. So let me come over here 9, simply because here's the value. Here's the value 9, 789. So the last throwing motion that I'm comparing with. And then if it is, come here to check the frame, or FPS, which is equivalent to the year 8. So come over here. Otherwise, you just keep throwing the throwing motion over here. It's keep getting updated. So this is the 9th, the last throw. This is the last frame. If it is, just branch to throw ball over here. Over here. If it isn't, just this part, keep to this part. So we're trying to get the end of the animation, as you notice over here. So throw ball. So all it's doing over here is incrementing our is player throw. Well, set it to 0 because it actually starts to throw. We are clearing the collision flag and adding a little bit of space to our character over here. So when he throws the ball, he actually doesn't get hit by the collision. So that's I'll come over here. So as you see, it's throwing the ball upward. I can throw the ball upwards over here. Oh, I'm trying to get this ball downwards. So you got that part all set. And if I don't press anything, here it is. It's throwing this low part over here. So that's what I did. And if I press the button, it actually throws the ball. And let me check your time. So as you see, it's already 9 minutes. If I were to code this whole part over here as I was doing, it was gonna take a ridiculous long time. So that's, let me see if I, so that's pretty much the end of this video. Alright, so since this is the end, if you have any questions, since I pretty much did something different, instead of going to the code, I just wrote it myself and went through it. If you have any questions, just send the questions. I'll be gladly to reply. And there's a few things I need to go over. At least I need to fix some bugs, the scoring bugs. If there's a certain position the player gets the ball, the scores keep going up. Gonna have to fix that. and I probably need to do some change the frame animation for drawing to be a bit faster. So I'm gonna modify my macro to go a little bit faster, and I'm just gonna go over to this player input over here and do the same thing that I did over here just to player 1, so they can both do. And that's I'm gonna do all of that, and I'm gonna save and I'm gonna upload it to GitHub. So you got all of that part set. But besides that, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, the next video probably gonna go over the jumping mechanics. So this is a drawing, and that took a really long time. That's why I decided halfway just to do this format. If you don't like it, just let me know. I'll probably switch back. But that'll be at least, I'll say 3 videos of drawing, and I didn't want that to happen. But with that said, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, see ya.